Is ESPN regretting the $1 billion deal it made with WWE after it found out what all of us in the IWC already know, that WWE is creatively bankrupt? Welcome to this brand new episode of Off the Mat. Tonight, we're going to talk about our Wrestlepalooza results. We're going to talk about our thoughts on the show itself. We're going to talk a little bit about the news, and we're going to fantasy book. That's right. We're going to fantasy book the remainder of John Cena's run from now through Crown Jewel, through Survivor Series, up into his final match on Saturday Night Main Event. So get those Swami hats on, boys. Thank you all for joining us so much tonight on Off the Mat, your new wrestling obsession. Dom, Sticks, how the hell are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, damn.
Doing great.
Doing good. I have a little aggression to take out, but I'm good, man. I'm good.
Is that ruthless aggression?
Ruthless aggression, man. Exactly, man.
That's good shit, pal.
Looking at some of the decisions that our boy Triple H is doing, kind of questioning a lot of things, man. In the beginning, we see a lot of great things happening. And as that beginning happened, we were all excited. But now we're seeing a decline from that beginning, and it's becoming disastrous. So, look, get me wrong. You're going to watch wrestling, you're going to enjoy it. But there's certain things that I know you guys agree with, that you scratch your head with some of the stuff that's going on. And I don't know. It could be just me. Maybe I'm thinking I'm watching something else that other people are watching and enjoying more than we are, than I am, because there's some questions, man.
Well, I can tell you who else didn't enjoy Wrestlepalooza. That's Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself. Can someone please tell me what time Wrestlepalooza starts? I need to at least a few hours to set up my VPN. Hashtag such good shit, pal. I saw this floating all over line. I'm pretty sure it's fake, but I just thought it was funny that someone would go to the lengths to make a Vince McMahon tweet about the bullshit of Wrestlepalooza.
Well, you know what's funny about Vince McMahon? Did you see in the video package, Vince McMahon, when he was a commentator, was in the video itself? So
yes, he was.
Are they about to maybe take the band off him? And because there's some things that are happening that he might be a part of down the road, because of Stephanie and maybe Shane. I don't know.
Yeah, what's up with Stephanie getting in? First of all, why are we getting an announcement for the Hall of Fame in September? And second of all, why is Stephanie McMahon? Something is up. It feels like we're going to get the sale of WWE to the Saudis sooner rather than later. And it seems like Triple H, they have to get the Levesques in there in the Hall of Fame before the sale goes through to make sure they get inducted. Because Triple H is in there twice now, and now Stephanie. So it really feels like this sale to the Saudis that everyone's been talking about, there's some smoke to this fire.
What do you think, Six?
Possibly, yeah. I think you're right. I think there's something in the works. They're trying to push. Like you said, why September? Why are we getting this already in September? We got to get one a month.
A year away.
We got to get something.
A year away.
But we're 9 months. Yeah, we're 9 months away.
I don't know.
That was crazy. I couldn't understand what was going on until
I was laughing.
What's he saying? They start talking.
He's like, I went to a boxing match and you were there, and I saw you. Now I come here and I see you again. He goes, we've been through this a long time, right, Seth? This and that. And it's like talk that nobody really talks the way Undertaker was talking. Nobody.
Dude, he says, I'm not used to being on this side of the ring. You were there. You sat in the front row for Ric Flair's retirement match.
Yeah. know it's all fucking all talk and speculations and that, but it is kind of a head scratcher. Stephanie going into the Hall of Fame. You know, you're right. You know what? Maybe the new year we'll get the sale of the century. You know, Saudi Arabia now owns. See, you know, I was actually talking to somebody about that too. It sucks because guess what? The Saudis buy WWE. You can say goodbye to women wrestling. They'll phase it out.
Probably.
They'll phase the female wrestlers out,
right.
You know, and you'll get less matches with females than ever before because their politics and their religion, you know. So I don't know. You know, maybe we're just maybe we're like really thinking about this too much, but
I don't know how much it would change in that aspect of it because it would still be predominantly U.S. based. I just think that they would just be the bankrollers. They'd be the ones behind it instead of TKO.
Making the moves. And you can rest assured they'd probably get a lot more Saudi wrestlers in there. So, you know, they definitely have a lot of people because what was the last Saudi wrestler they had there? Like who's the last what was the guy's name? Remember the guy who came in? I forgot the guy. He was the Sheik that he was
no,
the Attitude Era.
No, there was the guy before after that. No, there was the guy after that.
I know, but he used to say some questionable things. Some things, and you know,
wasn't Ali? He's Saudi Arabian.
No, not Ali, but there was a guy. Remember the guy who used to wear the thing? Like he was with a group.
Oh,
he became a teacher. He's a teacher.
Yeah, he's a teacher up near me.
He's a teacher, but he played a
Jinder Mahal.
No, not Jinder Mahal.
No,
he was somebody else. I can't think of the guy's name. But anyway,
Mansoor, he's Saudi Arabian.
Mansoor, you mean the guys who did the friggin' the photo shoot?
Yeah, Mansoor. Yeah, right. Mansoor.
He's in AEW now, but no, not him. It was somebody that was early. He was like one. I think one of the guys. Like I don't know. But anyway, you know that could be a possibility that they buy it and they're selling it right away because
I think if they sell to the Saudis, that opens the door for Vince McMahon's return.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think they will bring Vince McMahon back in the blink of an eye at that point.
And they're going to lose a lot of wrestlers though. A lot of wrestlers are going to leave.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of wrestlers that are unhappy. That
money talks, baby. Money talks.
I know, but there's a lot of wrestlers that are unhappy that we're going to have WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
But how much?
Freaking so.
But how much in the tank could Vince have anymore? He's 85.
I mean, as much.
Do you really think he's got that much of a pull or a thought process in the?
Well, you know what the crazy thing is? Believe it or not,
I don't know.
Believe what you want about Vince McMahon, the person he was. There's a lot of wrestlers like him. John Cena talks highly about him all the time.
Wrestlers like him because he made the money.
He made the money, and he went out and he got guys like look. Regardless of the fact, the storylines, he had some good storylines. He did. You know, mind you, he changed a lot of stuff last minute.
Ones, yeah,
I'm not saying he was changing things last second just before the show, but a lot of the female wrestlers don't like him because he's very touchy.
The one thing I will say about
Vince very touchy feeling
is that he took chances on people.
No, he did. But see, he always liked.
There's a lot of wrestlers. There's a lot of wrestlers that came through the Vince McMahon system that probably wouldn't have gotten a chance otherwise.
I'll tell you what.
Then you saw something or whatever.
I'll tell you what.
So I give him credit for that.
If Vince was still there, Amos would be in every freaking thing. He'd be the big guy because he likes big guys. Freaking the Giant Gonzalez, freaking the Big Show.
Yeah, Braun Strowman would probably still be there too.
Yeah.
He liked people who are bigger than the spectacle, right? Andre the Giant.
It's a show
bigger than life.
The show. Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. If it wasn't Vince McMahon, WrestleMania would have never existed. WrestleMania became the biggest thing because of Vince McMahon. You know,
right. Again, he took a chance.
he took the chance
company
with that. So,
because like they said, like, I don't know if you watched, who was it? JBL on his podcast there. He said that Vince had to bankroll a lot of his property to almost go bankrupt to get WrestleMania off the ground. So he took a chance on that.
yeah.
He saw what he thought was the future, and he took the right chance. Yeah, he made him a multi-billion zillionaire.
Here we are again, another episode of Off the Mat. We're talking about Vince McMahon, talking about corporate stuff, and that's all. That's basically what's the headline. You know.
Well, I was about to change the subject.
Oh, okay, there you go.
But still on the same lines, though, it seems like we're going to talk about Wrestlepalooza. The first WWE PLE of the ESPN era is in the books.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like WWE and ESPN are not happy with the sales and the signups. Like, I don't think things are going the way Nick Khan thought they were going to when he made the comments of, "Oh, well, the WWE fans will just come over. No big deal." I don't think they're seeing the signups they thought they were because WWE is a very brash, and they like to brag. They always like to brag about, "Oh, well, we sold out this. We did these numbers. We did this number." There's no record signups on the ESPN app. There was nothing. I was waiting for it on Raw. Never saw it unless I missed it.
Look,
there was never we had a record number of signups on the ESPN app.
Not at all. And when you get the company ESPN itself rating Wrestlepalooza a C.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that after we reviewed it.
I know. I'm like, think about this. They got to get their heads out of their asses and stop trying to compete with AEW and stop trying to counterattack them. That's the reason why the storylines and things are sucking, because they're more worried about AEW, what they do. Let AEW do what they do, and you do what you do. Because when you have things all in cylinders, people are gonna come and watch the WWE. When they were rocking before the ESPN deal, when wrestling was cool. When The Rock came out, wrestling's cool. Before the Netflix deal, they were on a high. The shows were freaking great. Going into Netflix, phenomenal. And they started to decline because they're trying to counterattack freaking AEW. Look, let me tell you something. AEW is dropping ticket prices for families now because they want families to come. And all this corporate bullshit with the WWE is going to scare people away. And on top of that, you think that the WWE fans are stupid. You think we're stupid.
We are stupid.
No, we're stupid. We're stupid in some ways, but we're not stupid about quality.
We are stupid. We're sheep because the only way
I was just gonna say that we're sheep.
TKO is going to pay attention to anything we do is we have to use the power of our wallet. Everybody who signed up for the ESPN app, everybody who buys T-shirts, everybody who goes out of their way to buy ticket price, you go online and bitch about $8,000 for nosebleeds to WrestleMania 42 this year. The 41 or 42? 42.
No, 42. Oh, dude,
42. And in Vegas. So you're just rinsing and repeating last year because it's the same fucking venue.
Do you see the damn prices?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But people are paying them. So therefore, TKO is going to keep doing it. We are sheep. We are nothing but dollar signs, and the only way we can fight back is with our wallets, and that's it. And that's why I'm saying, like, we need to not. You're spending $29.99 to sign up for this ESPN app. If you have a cell phone, if you have a laptop, if you have a tablet, get a VPN. $5 to $10 a month. And if you already have a Netflix subscription, use a VPN, change your VPN to Canada, watch it on Netflix. Do not subscribe to the WWE app. It's the only way things are going to change. And it's the power of the almighty dollar, because that's all we are to TKO. And when you're going to keep paying these prices, and don't even get me started on AEW, like there's rumors out there that WWE bought out a majority of the hard cam side of AEW's All Out pay-per-view. And AEW, there's fans that are saying we were up in this section and a representative from AEW were moving us down into this section, telling us that WWE bought up these tickets on the hard cam to make us look empty. So, you know, that's the only way that things are going to change with all this. And where I was going is it doesn't sound like the ESPN thing is going off great because, dude, commercials.
Oh my God.
So many commercials. And then my social media feed on all my social media platforms is just filled with watch John Cena's retirement run on ESPN. Subscribe to ESPN to this. John Cena, coach here, get the ESPN app. They are pushing this ESPN app so hard all of a sudden after Sunday or Saturday that it feels like they didn't get the response they wanted.
Nope.
And all I've seen is like pirated streams from it, people talking about how they use their VPN. I use my VPN. I wasn't going to pay. I'm not going to pay $30 for this. Not to mention, they'll see a little bit of rebound when they get these cable deals finalized to where people who are subscribed to Comcast or Verizon Fios or YouTube TV or Hulu TV or whatever, once they get their free ESPN app for already having that service, then I'm sure they'll see numbers pick up a little bit. But dude, I'm not paying for ESPN twice just to watch a PLE once a month. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Once a month. It's not even once a month. You're going to watch You're going to be watching freaking goddamn next in freaking October 17th. You're going to be watching freaking Crown Jewel. Let me tell you something. ESPN, their first pay-per-view could have been a Saturday night main event. Could have been a Saturday night main event because of the way it was structured. You know, there was no friggin' like suspense in it. Like the stakes, there was no stakes. Brock Lesnar destroyed friggin' Cena.
8 minutes.
The kids were crying. I was laughing my ass off because, you know, he came out with those kids and everyone was crying. I was like, ah, ha, ha. And, you know, look.
That was WWE trying to catch lightning in a bottle again. They were trying to imbue the same emotion from you that you got when John Cena destroyed the little kid in Brussels.
Yep.
They wanted you to feel for the kids crying, and nobody cared. Nobody's talking about it. The thing people are talking about is the Brock Lesnar is the sign that ESPN blanked out in the crowd that said he shouldn't be here, and we all know why.
Yeah.
That's what people are talking about. Is somebody who paid their hard-earned money to sit hard cam side, made that sign only for ESPN to censor it. What are we doing here? Like, Wrestlepalooza was a C show. Well, ESPN beat writer is 100% correct. Now, does he still have a job there? Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Yo, listen, Wrestlepalooza should be called Wrestle the Loser.
You said it was nothing more than a Saturday night main event card, and I am 100% in agreement with you.
Nope. Because think about it. Who changed hands? You know, you had, first of all kidding aside, Dominic Mysterio should have been fighting with his you wanted to make a spectacle? All hands on deck, all champions. As every week we say the same thing over and over again. How come Julia didn't fight? She's got the goddamn U.S. title. You put Becky Lynch in a freaking goddamn a tag team match so her title does not go on the line. What are we doing? What are we doing with these mid-cards? What are we doing with the championships? What are we doing with just, like, where is Jacob Fatu? That's another freaking thing.
Well, not even that, dude. Like, just put the fucking Lucha Brothers together already and have them take the Raw Tag Team titles away from the Judgment Day already, because they're not defending them against anybody.
No, listen.
Because the War Raiders and New Day are too busy jerking each other off every fucking week.
Yep. Well, listen,
it's ridiculous.
I think Braun Breaker and freaking goddamn Bronson Reed are taking the tag.
There you go. That's fine too. Just fuck me, dude.
Because they're talking about Brock Lesnar fighting Braun Breaker in WrestleMania 43.
Which, by the way, if you paid attention to our chat, who said something about that this morning, hours before it even came out? I mean, like we're gonna fantasy book the rest of the year, and I'm gonna go to even WrestleMania next year. Like, this is the show is to pay attention to show that maybe the IWC and maybe WWE's creative team are outdated and outclassed, and they need to bring in younger, fresher minds for the business to allow you to help move stories along. Because, dude, I'm telling you, kicking the show off with the fucking Vision and ending the show with the this is the first week we didn't end the show with a Vision since SummerSlam. Well, since WrestleMania.
Listen, and did I tell you, Oscar's a heel? There you go, Oscar heel. I said that a while ago. You know, and why did Rhea Ripley look like an avatar? You know, with all the blue, freaking. She came out. You know,
it was green mist, but
but the way she was laying, it's the same vibes.
It looks blue. She apparently couldn't get it off of her because there's photos of her leaving the arena still blue.
Blue. It didn't come off her. You know what? And then you have Io Sky hugging her, grabbing her, hugging her, grabbing her, hugging her, grabbing her. Yo, just get over it already. Just, you know, I know you're friends, but and it's just funny, the faces that Asuka makes and the faces that Io Sky makes when she's upset. She's like, did you see the face when she was in the back and they're fighting? And she's like, like, you know, the expressions on the face, it just makes me laugh. But look, what are we doing? My thing is, I know there's so much going on and you're building up all these stories and you're doing it wrong because you're trying to counterattack AEW on what they're doing, their programming. And you're trying to leave certain things like, oh yeah, I'm going to leave Dominic Mysterio's Intercontinental Championship match for the Monday night because they're doing it this way. So I don't want to use it for this. Listen, pay-per-views, ESPN should have been a showcase of champions. That's what it should have been. You know, and it really upset me that you have these guys holding these damn freaking belts and these girls holding belts and doing nothing for week on week. You know, Stephanie Vakir, yes, she deserved the belt. And we finally found out that she actually was sick. That she was sick. That's why she hasn't fought this and that. But still, the storyline that they could have did was have Io win as a placeholder and could have fought freaking Rhea Ripley at a freaking Crown Jewel in Australia.
So, here's where we went wrong is when we predicted the show, I completely forgot that Crown Jewel was champion versus champion. That's Raw Women's Champion versus WWE Champion. I completely forgot that. So that's why, if I would remember that, I probably would have picked Stephanie to win. But I completely forgot that. And that's why we're getting Cody Seth again and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, listen,
it's not that here's the brass tacks of it. Wrestling fans, they don't care. WWE, AEW, they don't care. In my personal opinion, AEW being around makes WWE better.
Yes.
Because there's competition. We saw what happened after WWE or WCW went out of business after the Attitude Era. WWE got stale. It wasn't until AEW showed up that WWE was forced to pick up because New Japan, most of us over here can't really watch New Japan because they don't get Access TV. They don't have a TV deal over here.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about Ring of Honor. Nobody cared about TNA. TNA is really the only ones that had a real, even remote, close to a TV deal.
Yep.
Nobody cared. Right. And back in the day, you had WCW, you had ECW, you had NWA, like you had all this competition, and then all of a sudden it was gone and nobody cared. Like WWE shouldn't be focused on AEW. They should be focused on WWE and giving you the best matches they possibly can.
Yeah.
Long-term storytelling.
Yep.
Nobody cares. The average wrestling fan, speaking for the average wrestling fan, I don't care about WWE or AEW. You counter-programming one doesn't mean I'm not going to go back later and watch it. Look, I can tell you, anybody who bought tickets to All Out, they weren't worried about WWE and what was going on at Wrestlepalooza.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. Both of these companies can coexist, and they can make each other better. It's that the problem is AEW is forcing WWE to pay mid-card talent main event prices.
Yeah.
They are forcing the average price of a contract to go up, and that's why WWE wants to squash them so much.
Look, this is the problem. The day of the WCW and WrestleMania Raw Wars, we're not going to have that ever again. It's one-sided right now. WWE does have the better talent, and right now, I'll be honest with you, WWE has the talent that's not utilizing the full potential, which they could be, and they could be doing things. AEW friggin' puts on good shows. It may suck. The matches, I'm telling you, the matches, a lot of the AEW matches are much better than WWE. You change Cody Rhodes. Look, I rather would have seen freaking guy. I would have rather seen freaking McIntyre fight Seth Rollins and freaking Crown Jewel. But I understand where it's going. The story, but like, how do you not have Randy Orton? How do you not have Jacob Fatu again with Jacob Fatu? Why the MFTs on the sideline doing nothing? Why everything is a why. I know why is a crooked letter, but why is everything so difficult for WWE to make a good story? You got Dirty Dom freaking goddamn fighting. You got Rusev going after Dirty Dom's belt now. Hey, look, we're talking about things. They're potential John Cena versus Dirty Dom now for the Intercontinental Championship. But now you have Rusev in the freaking guy. See, what you have to do is you have to have Dom lose the belt, the freaking goddamn Cena, have him win the belt, have John Cena fight freaking goddamn AJ Styles, lose the belt to AJ Styles, and then have Rusev fight. There's just so much right now in a close circle that you're late with this.
Like I said, when we fantasy book later, I got the roadmap that I think is the most makes the most sense to me on what we're gonna do with the IC title, John Cena's last run, Gunther, all of that. But let's save that for there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Sticks, let's go ahead and let's recap Wrestlepalooza and find out who is the off the mat IWC champion for Wrestlepalooza.
I actually have a theory about the Crown Jewel, but we'll talk about that later.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Anytime now, Sticks.
I clicked it. Should be coming.
Wrestlepalooza.
Holy crap! Sticks actually has a clear graphic for once.
Yo, my eyes are deceiving me.
Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen,
I thought it was my 50-50 vision.
the crowd's going wild for you, Sticks, that you actually have a clear graphic.
Hey, we have to get more of Sticks being sick. When he's sick, things come up better.
Right?
Even my eyes get a little better.
He puts more work into it.
All right, Wrestlepalooza.
We love you, Sticks. We love you, Sticks.
I didn't move these around. I kept them as I had them. So, undisputed championship match. Cody Rhodes retained over Drew McIntyre. I don't want to say this was a bad match, but it didn't meet my expectation for what this match probably could have been. I think me and Matt both said Rhodes was going to win.
Well, listen, I understand where you're coming from this match because just this match alone, which it was good, the ending fizzled out. You're gonna freaking try to do the same kick to fucking Cody that you did on Monday night on the freaking SmackDown, and you potentially hurt your shin that you were in pain and you lose like that. Come on, man.
This match did exactly what it needed to do. This match was what it needed to be. The outcome was correct. You had no build for this match. McIntyre took Cody Rhodes out. Cody Rhodes left to go film Street Fighter and came back. There was no build for this match. There was no story for this match. Cody beating McIntyre adds a layer of story down the line, and we'll talk about it later why I think that. It doesn't make sense. You had Cody chasing Cena all summer long and the WWE Championship. And yeah, I know that people say Cody's better when he's chasing the title, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But you systematically destroy your top babyface. You systematically destroy the face of the company after his first title defense, after winning the belt off of John Cena, the never seen 17 last real champion. You just destroy your top prospect by making him turn around and lose the belt in his first title defense. That's why I understand that they were talking about McIntyre winning the belt here, but that's why Cody Rhodes winning and retaining is the right call down the line.
Yeah, you know what? Right. Really thinking about it, you're right. You're right. I'm just tired of predictable things. I want to see unpredictability when it comes to some of the matches that Cody's going to win. All of a sudden, you see McIntyre win. I want to see some crazy stuff like that. But, I understand that he won it off John Cena, his first title match after winning it from John Cena, because he went off and doing the Street Fighter movie. But you're right. It makes sense because of what's coming down the road. Because their feud is far from over right now. Because he's going to be going after. There's going to be more. So I understand.
Because remember, we need to build a War Games match, 5-on-5, and we're clearly not getting a fourth member. Or Becky Lynch was our fourth member to the Vision, so we need to round out 2 more for the Vision's Survivor Series.
You got the one man right there,
right,
in McIntyre.
Yep,
and you have Brock Lesnar.
I 100% think so too.
And you know what? And like I said, I just look at the fact that in my mind, I love crazy stuff that happens. I like people going off, like just hitting people, like just random, like craziness. You put Brock Lesnar with the Vision and fucking McIntyre, that is a chaotic recipe for chaoticness in the highest of power, because we all know how that's going to turn out. And we all know that revenge is best kept cold. Is a cold dish.
Best served cold.
Yeah, served cold. That's cold. You know what I mean. But yeah, so I understand. You're right that it makes the feud a little bit more. It brings more layer to the feud down the road, and it's definitely gonna boil. The ending result is Survivor Series when it comes to a majority of these guys. So, but Cody had the best line of all to Seth on Monday night about how many wins have you won against me in all those matches.
You're 0-3 against me, big guy.
And 0-22 of all the matches, and they said all the matches, like the road matches without the non-televised ones, Cody has beaten Seth Rollins. So, like I said, we're going to talk about things later, but I just didn't like the ending to this match. I wish it was a little bit more climactic than it was. That's my opinion on this match.
The only thing I'll say is that, like I said, it wasn't a bad match. If you believe what they say, and I think it's kind of true, that they changed on the fly towards the end. I think that's where you get the bump, the kind of the bump in the road toward the end of the match, that kind of threw it off a little bit for me. But like Matt said, the outcome was what I thought the outcome should have been. So let's go on to the next match here. All right, Bronson Reed and Brock defeated the Usos. Jimmy clunked himself. I don't know if that really.
No, it was Jay that
ended the match.
Clunked himself.
Or Jay bumped him.
You I gotta laugh.
It's hard to tell because I couldn't tell if the chair came back and hit him or if they bumped heads.
No.
So he hit.
The way I was.
He hit Breaker across the back, but he hit him so hard that the chair came back and drilled him in the forehead.
The funny thing about this whole match, that someone took a picture of when Jay got thrown to a table and he was upside down. They went yeet because his legs were open. They put yeet because he got thrown against the freaking thing and he was upside down. I was like, that was funny. But this is heading to something bigger too. Like I said, Jay is definitely becoming Roman. And the feud between him and LA Knight is only getting bigger. Because but this was a pretty good match, but it's not as good as it could have been. Again, Wrestlepalooza was the Saturday Night main event with a little extra sauce.
We've seen this, though. We've seen it.
I know we've seen it
for months upon months to end Monday Night Raw. It's just insert tag partner for Jey Uso, whether it's Big Jim, whether it's LA Knight. And when the hell did LA Knight get announced as the special guest referee?
Thank you. I did not hear that at all.
Listen, I watched SmackDown. I don't know in SmackDown if they said anything in SmackDown. If I missed it, I don't know. And there was the potential fight with the friggin' Tiffy, friggin' Jay Cargill, and friggin' Jax, and that was supposed to be, but now they moved it to Friday night.
Yeah, because Tiffany Stratton couldn't clear concussion protocol.
Yeah, but I don't know. See, I really don't know what SmackDown. If they
hold on. Did they know that Friday night when they announced it?
I think their stuff is day to day. Like, she probably gets checked by the doctors whenever she comes to TV to get cleared. Because she was supposed to be on NXT on Tuesday night, and she was replaced by Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah,
right.
Because she did a backflip over the freaking rope and landed on.
She did it. She arched so much that when she landed on her feet, she basically springboarded back and landed on her head.
But I was shocked when I heard that LA Knight was going to be the special guest referee. I'm like, what? That would have changed everybody's pick. That we would have freaking,
I think this feud needs to be done now. We need to move towards.
It needs to be done only up into Survivor Series. Go to another direction now. Move the things because Survivor Series is going to because Roman Reigns is coming back. I know, but look, let me tell you something. You're going to have, but I'm glad that LA Knight has a story. I'm glad LA Knight is part of a story. He's part of something because my man is getting no love, man. It's like he's losing now these matches. He's just, I don't know.
But it just felt like old retired hogwash or regurgitated hogwash to me. It just
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have no problem with feuds going on for like 3 months.
Well, look at Seth Rollins and freaking.
But your storyline isn't good for what you've got. Your storyline is only good for 2 weeks, and then your PLE, and you get another storyline for 2 weeks for the next PLE, and it's bullshit, crap. You're building up crap.
You put the Usos back together again. You got Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Yeah, you build up. Yeah, you freaking move two tag teams from SmackDown onto Raw, and you have some tag team challenges because this is getting a little one-sided. JD McDonough,
Breaker and Reed, they don't even know who they want them to fight because half the time they're fighting the Usos, the other half of the time they're fighting the match of the week, just to roll through them to get to go to the Usos.
But why are they holding on? They freaking giving JD McDonough and freaking goddamn Finn Balor opposite things. They're tag team champions. They should be defending the goddamn championships. It sucks.
I don't disagree, but they got to build into it. They just keep going around in a circle.
How much? You're a tag team. You got belts on the line. Yes, you can be a tag team that have quals with everybody, has some fights, but there's no freaking there's no challenge.
They're not officially a tag team though, Don. They're not officially a tag team. They're just two goons. They're two goons. They're hired goons.
They're not goons.
Not goons.
Paul Heyman said it on Monday Night Raw, Sticks. They're not goons.
Okay, Heyman's not a goon, but they're
the bronze, the bronzens.
Yeah, the bronze. Okay, they're the Bruins then.
The Bruins.
They're gonna be the triple B's. Braun, Bronson, and Brock.
Yes, B. The bees. The killer bees.
Brock was the fourth man.
Yo, listen, that's gonna be some. I'm telling you, man. If Survivor Series has the vision with Brock, with friggin' McIntyre and friggin' Brock Lesnar, that shit is gonna be a wild. It's gonna be a fucking trip because all those egos, all those people on the team, and Brock Lesnar is gonna F5 every son of a bitch. I'm telling you,
every one of them
on both sides. He's gonna friggin' and that's how we're gonna be heading towards the Bronson Reed, friggin' Braun Breaker, friggin' Brock match because he's gonna get speared by friggin'. He's gonna friggin' suplex everybody. He's gonna fuck everybody up. That's where it's aiming out to. So I hope we get that big chaotic moment in Survivor Series. I really want to see that. That to me is fun, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And of course, they'll disappoint like they always.
Yep.
Just like other things in my life.
Oh boy. Okay, let's move on at that point. All right, first World Championship match. We've already talked about a little bit
in your life anymore, Dom.
I know.
With that answer, no, never mind. Stephanie Vaquer claimed the championship over Io Sky. The best women's match we've had in like 5 months since, really.
Yeah.
What was the
we finally got a great
triple threat match at SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah.
But we finally got the Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer match after 2 tries of interference. We finally get a match that there was no interference. They did their thing, which was great. You know,
there's no
first pay-per-view where no match ended in interference.
Just about
right.
Yeah.
Yep, across the board, no interference.
Nobody came out. It was all clean across the board.
Another thing about freaking Wrestlepalooza really quick. Surprises. What surprises? Brock Lesnar destroyed freaking goddamn John Cena? That was
that, and Stephanie McMahon being announced into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you would think that somebody was coming back. You thought that somebody was going to have nothing.
What?
Anyway.
Well, didn't they tease the former champion returning?
Yeah. Undertaker.
For this? Well, that's
Undertaker.
the shittiest freaking thing ever. Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Gilbert was coming back. Gilbert.
I guess Stephanie. Yeah, Gilbert.
Gilbert came back. That'd be hilarious.
I think they should have had him back for the Goldberg match.
And freaking, and as Wade Barrett said, I would love to smooch the devil. He goes, what'd you say? The devil's kiss. So he wanted to smooch Stephanie Vaquer's bottom.
Here's the thing about this match. This match systematically showed me that WWE has no faith in their women's roster. If your name isn't Rhea Ripley, I should preface it. Raw roster. If your name isn't Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Io Sky, no faith in you whatsoever. Well, and now Stephanie Vaquer, because they didn't have to put the belt on Stephanie. We haven't seen Stephanie since what, May? Since
and now they finally came out.
Evolution. When was Evolution? Evolution was
back in this is right now. It's September. Wait, September, right? So August, July.
June? Was it June or July?
I think it was July. I think July.
We haven't seen Stephanie Vaquer wrestle
since July.
Since Evolution. And yeah, they said she was sick and this, that, and the other thing, but it just shows that One, they don't have faith in Io as champion because her last 2 times, and I was getting into it with people online saying that, oh, well, Io's the greatest wrestler. Io's a great women's wrestler. She is a great women's wrestler. She's a sorry-ass champion because even in her build-up to the triple threat match, she is an afterthought in her own main event match as champion. Stephanie Vaquer winning this, I didn't think they were going to put on the belt right away. Like I picked Io because I thought I forgot about the stipulation for Crown Jewel. But it just showed me like you have no faith in your women's division by putting the belt on Stephanie, who just got called up, wrestled a couple matches, disappeared, and then came back to handedly beat Io Sky. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just really think that having the 2 champion system it doesn't make sense right now because both rosters are so depleted with injuries. Like Dom was saying, they might as well just call Jordan Grace up right now and have her squash Julia because nobody else is facing Julia for that fucking United States Championship.
It's freaking absurd. I'm like, what the hell are they doing, man? It's like you put the belt on Julia just to put the belt on it to have it be a place warmer to walk around to have it and not even do anything. Look.
Goddamn, give that belt to Charlotte. At least it'll get defended. Put it on Nia Jax. Put it on fucking
now,
Alexa Bliss.
Look, right now,
I don't know, Will.
I don't understand.
Put it on BFAB for God's sakes.
Exactly. Give BFAB some love. My thing is that you got Becky Lynch holding onto this belt, and we all know that AJ Lee is going to take it in the next 2 pay-per-views. She's taking it off of her, and that's going to be that. But my thing is that you got these mid cards that are just sitting there and doing absolutely nothing. And I hate when they take a champion and they put the champion with somebody to be a tag team match. You're taking away the opportunity of somebody in the back that can actually try for the belt because you're making the storyline. It's not fair to the wrestlers that are in the back. It's definitely not fair to the fans because we want to see championship matches. We want to see belts. And I don't care if they hold the belt for no matter which way. Like, I just want to see people fight. If it's every 2 weeks, fight, do something, build something, and then you sit the person down because there's no story, and they hold on to the belt. Like Io Sky. Io Sky, yes, her 2 title runs were lackluster because they had nobody to fight her, which is ridiculous with all that female talent in the back, all that female talent in NXT. What the hell are they doing? And that's the problem. You got a pay-per-view, Wrestlepalooza, first pay-per-view on ESPN, a big spectacle. All hands on deck. That's what the pay-per-view should be. All hands on deck. All the champions fight in their brands. They fight somebody. That's what they're supposed to do, not the shit that they're doing. And it's really sad because, and I feel bad now because now Stephanie won the belt, that her storylines are going to be lackluster. Because once she won the belt, now
Possibly.
She's going to probably be holding onto the belt. What's her next challenge? Oh, in 2 weeks, Stephanie Vaquer picks somebody. Why in 2 weeks? Why not the next week? Why does it have to be 2 weeks, 3 weeks later?
I think it's going to be her title run is going to be more interesting because you're going to see matches you never saw. You're going to get to see Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley. You're going to get to see Stephanie Vaquer probably against Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer against AJ Lee. Like, you're going to get to see some good marquee matchups on this.
You hope. Where's Ivy now? Where's Ivy?
I mean, where are the Creed brothers?
That's what I'm trying to say. How are they? They're a tag team. How come they're not even here? And that's the problem, man.
They're shelved. They shelved them for a while. They're waiting for what's his name to come back.
They'd rather have 5 El Grande Americanos running around.
But it's stupid. You should have them there. It makes no sense. because Chad Gable's not there, you can still use the Chad, the freaking you can still fight the Creed brothers and have them fight.
Which Chad Gable's lost that gimmick now. Like Ludwig Kaiser owns the Americano gimmick now. Like,
yeah, he took it.
There's not even a reason to give it back to Chad Gable.
Once Chad Gable comes back, he's coming back as a babyface.
Yeah. Well, now remember they changed it now. Now it's the El Grande Americano family.
Yeah, well, whatever.
They made it a family, so that's it. You know, it's not just one. They're not all the same Grande Americano. They're a family now. They changed it to their background. It's just
okay.
That's still stupid, but that's what they did.
The Starbucks faction sounds real nice right now.
The Starbucks. Yep. El Petit Americano.
Yeah.
You know, look, my thing is that
all right.
You know, Stephanie Vikier, I just hope that they utilize it good. You know, like I said, I'm not asking for fights every damn week. I'm just asking that to be on TV.
You just want championship matches, pal.
But I do want championship matches. But the whole thing is that I want to see the person on TV. I want a presence and make a presence. The storyline comes later, but the whole fact to make a present, you know, go in there, like out there, have people come out.
No, I think the storyline has to come first. The storyline has to come first, not later.
I know, but you know, it just sucks. Listen, there is no storyline when you don't have a damn wrestling fight.
Here's the thing with Stephanie.
When you put when you put Solo Sikoa on the shelf, talking the last 2 weeks, I thought that he was going to come out when freaking Sami Zayn fought freaking goddamn Carmelo Hayes, which was a great fight. That was pretty good. That was a good fight. But the whole fact is, I thought he was coming out. How come he didn't come out? Why? What's the buildup?
I don't know.
How come they're not going to be fighting? We're waiting for freaking Survivor Series.
Yeah. Well, I'll end this here because I'm gonna agree with Matt real quick. I think Stephanie Vikier getting the belt will hopefully generate a good new storyline for the women wrestlers to rotate them in. Like he said, we're gonna get some new matches, her versus whomever, and that'll hopefully lead into Perth. Survivor Series as something new and exciting, and hopefully a good storyline for her.
What's her name? What's her name? After getting a match, what's her face from? You know, damn.
I like Damage.
I like that. Yo, not for anything. Brock is
John.
Yeah, steroids are a hell of a thing, aren't they?
God.
We talked about it last week. There's no way Brock wasn't juicing for this because he is more shredded than he was his last run. His delts and his back are like
there's no way a 40-year-old guy can have a body like that. Come
on. I'll give him a slight benefit of the doubt. I think he's been working out with his daughter. His daughter's been doing that.
Dude, look at pictures of him in his last run and pictures of him from Wrestlepalooza.
I know
his back is like at least 2 to 3 inches wider. Yeah. Like the dude was doing something. There was a lot of something.
He's doing Decker, he's doing Prima Bola, he's doing something. He's doing he's taking Winstrol to get cut up to as well. Come on, man.
Yeah, there ain't no way he's fucking just eating beef and working out.
He's the freaking goddamn the liver king. He's the liver king, freaking eating goddamn no steroids. No nothing. Come on. But freaking Brock, Brock's matches don't last that long, but you know what? They're pretty good. He took the heart out of the kids, man. The kids, like I said, I laughed my ass off. The kids crying.
Please don't tell me you're saying this match was good.
What?
I didn't mind this match. I at least with Cena being
recycled match.
It is, but it makes sense that this happened because if Brock Lesnar beat Cena handedly with suplexes when he was in his Super Cena run, it makes sense for him to dominate Cena here. I thought for sure Cena was going to win because it is his final year, his last match against Brock Lesnar, and they're saying we're not getting a rematch.
We're not getting a rematch, but we are going to have more confrontations. But the whole fact is, it makes sense for one reason. You make Brock the big bad guy. He signed for multiple years.
Yeah.
So you make him the big bad guy. So now he is going to be the freaking Great White, in the fucking goddamn sea of freaking goddamn guppies and goldfish. Because now what's going to happen is that he is the ultimate bad dude that's going to be out there. And, like, we're going to get the fact that he's going to be having confrontation. Like, you're going to probably get the Gunther and friggin' Brock match now. You're going to
I wanted to see a little bit more offense from Cena other than a couple of moves only to get just absolutely decimated in F5 like 8 times. But
it didn't need to be a one-sided squash match like it was. It was one-sided squash match.
It
gives Cena something kind of offense.
And the story's going to go is
make it look like he's trying.
Look, now Cena moves on to other things, but Survivor Series is where he gets a confrontation. He's going to get the best of Brock at Survivor Series, and
and that's fine. That's fine, but still make it look like he's a halfway decent wrestler.
We're getting John Cena
pulverized. Like
we're getting John Cena part of a Survivor Series match, and we're getting Brock Lesnar, who is never in a Survivor Series match.
John Cena's never been in a War Games match.
Exactly. So we're getting 2 guys going to be in War Games potentially. I'm not going to figure. I don't want to friggin' because they might friggin' change the concept to it. You might get you might get for Survivor Series. You might get Gunther versus friggin' Brock Lesnar, just because they want to put Gunther in something. You know what I'm saying? So let's hope. Hopefully, let's hope for the best that he's part of the War Games. But most likely, he is going to be part of the War Games because of Paul Heyman.
I think so.
You know, so
yeah.
You
know, I can see him being part of that factor for War Games. Absolutely.
You know, listen,
McIntyre, like I think you're right.
Him part of the War Games, right? Recipe for the most chaotic friggin' match in the history of WWE. If it goes the way in my mind, the way it's going in my mind, if it plays out that way. Yeah, your friggin' goddamn F5, every single opponent. You have all the Heyman's friggin' goddamn men in both parts. You got friggin' CM Punk. You got friggin' goddamn Roman Reigns. You got.
All right, Dom, quit giving away our fantasy.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's just something
quit giving the people the goods for free.
All right,
okay, you know what?
There's nothing really.
It was a quick match.
Go ahead.
And you know what?
Good job.
It's a typical Brock Lesnar match. So.
Yeah, I do agree with typical. I just wish they gave Cena more offense in it, a little bit more. I mean, make it look like he's trying. Like I said, make it look like he's trying. I don't care if he wins. If you don't want him to win, no, he doesn't win. But make it look like he knows what he's doing in there instead of
make it longer than 8 minutes. At least a 15-minute match.
At least 12. At least 12.
Give Cena a little bit of offense to kind of stagger Lesnar a little bit, but. Dude, an 8-minute squash match. Like, what are we talking? Like 8 freaking F5s. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Cena is the founding father of Suplex City, so it just makes sense.
Yeah,
I guess. CM Punk and AJ Lee defeated Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch in their mixed tag team.
Am I the only one that felt like this match was sloppy?
Yes. Look, you gotta understand, AJ Lee didn't fight for over 10 years. And there were some of the things she was doing that she missed some like certain things. Like she got picked up. She picked up something. She slipped a little bit. She mixed. It was a little sloppy. Then there was like just a bunch of stuff that they were all in the ring, banging into each other. I thought it was just something that, it really felt like they were off, both sides. It was like all over the place.
I mean, I think they did a great job, but it felt sloppy. Like
Matt, we got our wish. AJ Lee got made Becky tap out. So we were right about the fact that that's the right way the match should have ended. She either pins Becky or taps out, whatever that, and now she's up for.
But she didn't even look like she got her lock in. Like she looked like Becky. Becky looked like. I don't know, her antics weren't allowing AJ Lee to actually get it cinched in when she tapped. But I did like the way the final series of events in the match. I liked, Seth taking her out and then Becky taking out Punk and then AJ Lee curb stomping Seth. Like I liked the way it all ended.
Yeah.
But it seemed like there was
It was
just
a little
points
messy.
where
It was a little sloppy.
a little sloppy and a little slow at times. And
Well, you got to understand, like I said, AJ Lee.
yeah, 10 years. I absolutely get it. 100%.
Yeah, AJ Lee hasn't,
Yeah.
fought 10 years. So she was a little rusty. She had to get the little cobwebs off. But you know what? She did pretty good for somebody that hasn't wrestled in a very long time.
But then why didn't we get them on Raw? Where was CM Punk and AJ Lee on Raw last night? Or on Monday night? No victory speech, no victory lap, nothing.
No, because you had
Vision were there.
No, because they have to build up Crown Jewel now, it makes no sense. They could have came out, they could have did that. Seth could have came out and they said it's not over yet between us. And then have freaking goddamn Cody come out and you can have all that stuff. But as another thing, time restrictions now because the shows are 2 hours. And that's the thing. So you can't really have long periods of time of talk and not wrestling matches. They want to get the wrestling matches in there.
You could have started your Crown Jewel build between Becky and AJ Lee last night.
I know.
On Raw.
I
keep saying last night, but on Monday night.
We might get the CM Punk and AJ Lee on fucking SmackDown this Friday. They might talk on
Friday. They're both Raw superstars.
I know, but until they freaking solidify the rotations of the rosters of the wrestlers, they're gonna go back and forth for the time being until after Survivor Series. After Survivor Series, we'll get a solidified because then Survivor Series ends. It ends the last of the pay-per-views before Royal Rumble. So you think about it. So now you have the rosters all set up, and then you do your the Royal Rumble, and you have your next day. So basically, does it make sense? No. Yeah, like I said, you had Cody show up on freaking Smack on Raw to talk about his things. McIntyre didn't come out. So basically, it's all just like I said, it's all mixed right now, mumbo jumbo.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a bad match. I actually liked that Seth threw friggin' Becky at CM Punk on the table. That was kind of crazy. To get like I said, the bumps and bruises. And like I said, I have to applaud AJ Lee for holding her own. Yes, she was a little sloppiness to her moves and that. But like I said, cobwebs, 10 years, give or take. I think she's going to be ready. And I think when you get the match between her and Becky Lynch for the belt, I think it's going to be a good match.
I do too, 100%.
How about when they threw her? I think it was that match. Had it been when they threw her on the table, the freaking blocked out by the cameraman.
I know.
They had to really did the play-by-play because they couldn't see it the first time.
I know. Yeah.
You want to talk about a shitty spot? Let's talk. I just want to throw it out there. I thought the Ivar spot on Monday Night Raw was really shitty when I think it was Woods was up against the ring and Ivar went and like cannonballed him, and then it gave you that shitty like graphic, make it look like they broke the screen under the ring where they added like the static behind it. And that's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
He broke. Freaking all I know is the freaking Wilson Gray. Freaking Walt. What's his name?
Grayson Walt.
Grayson Walt. Freaking got dude. His neck could have been broken. He sold it good too. But anyway,
he did.
This match, I would give it a B. If you really think about it, it wasn't an A. It wasn't a B plus. It was a B, a solid B. My thing is that she wanted to do this because she came back. Becky Lynch, the champion, should have been fighting somebody an opportunity to fight for the belt. That's my thing. On a big pay-per-view, you could, like I said, you could have did this match on Monday Night Raw. Or you could have waited for Saturday Night Main Event. That was it.
If you're gonna put another championship match in, absolutely. So, all right. Let's see here. I think we're getting into the results.
Matt won. No,
Sticks won.
Sticks won. Damn, Sticks.
No, I won. Yeah.
I called this terribly,
Pete didn't win.
Pete didn't give us any.
Pete didn't give us anything. Dub did though. Dub showed up to give us something. Thank you, Dub.
Yeah, Dub was Dub was on freaking Friday night. He came on the qualified Friday night, which I'm surprised because we haven't heard from Dub in a long time. So
yeah, he was in the chat. Yeah.
Congrats, Sticks. I think this is the first time I actually believe that you won because I called this way wrong, and a lot of it was because of the way Crown Jewel Perth is working. Yeah. So I screwed up there and called a lot of it way wrong.
Listen,
I forgive you.
But congrats to Sticks. I'm coming for that championship, boy.
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are going to be tag team champions down the road. That's what's going to happen. Because they're too interconnected as friends, that they care for each other, all these things. So they're building up that. And I could either see them fighting freaking Asuka and this Cyree Singh in right now in Australia for a Crown Jewel or Survivor Series fighting for the belt, because apparently Charlotte's hurt.
What belts?
I think she hurt her ankle or her leg or something. I don't know. So that's why they haven't been on. They haven't fought.
What belt? Are you putting him in a triple threat tag team match?
No.
With the Judgment Day?
No, I'm talking about Charlotte Flair. I'm talking about the female.
Charlotte Flair, I mean?
Yeah. So she's hurt, so I don't think they. So I guess when she comes back, that's when they're gonna put the belt. They're definitely gonna put the belt on Rhea Ripley and freaking Io Sky. They're gonna get the tag team championships. They're gonna be the next tag team champions down the road.
We'll see. All right. Since Dom has been just sprinkling it all night and just can't seem to wait, let's fantasy book the rest of the year. And let's start with Crown Jewel Perth. Right now, what do we know about Crown Jewel Perth? We've got 3 matches so far. We've got Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes and Stephanie Vaquer versus the winner of Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, and Tiffany Stratton, which at this point, if it's anybody but Tiffany Stratton, it's bogus. Tiffany has to win that match.
Correct.
So we get Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Vaquer at Crown Jewel because Stephanie's going to wrestle circles around Jade Cargill and Nia Jax both. So the only one who can keep up with her is Tiffany.
And I actually think they give it to Tiffany if that happens.
And then we had John Cena calling out Triple H.
AJ Styles.
Saying that he wants that Triple H needs to listen to the fans. And he wants the dream match. He wants a match against AJ Styles. And they gave it to him and announced that it's going to be AJ Styles versus John Cena in Australia. And they had to because John Cena has no dates between now and Crown Jewel. So there's no build for this. So to build this match, it's going to be on AJ Styles. So this is where I think we're going. So buckle up here.
Okay.
I think they should insert Dominic Mysterio in this. Have it be a triple threat match for the one title John Cena and AJ Styles both have never held, the Intercontinental Championship.
Right.
So it should be a triple threat match. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles versus John Cena. You have John Cena go over and win the belt. And after he wins the belt, Brock Lesnar shows up and F5s the shit out of him again. Leaves him laying. Okay. Then we get to Cody and Seth. We all know Drew McIntyre is getting involved in that match.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think Drew McIntyre is going to help Seth win that match.
Yep.
That's going to take us to the build to Survivor Series, where we're going to get Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and you're going to have Paul Heyman put in a request, calling a favor to one Brock Lesnar. And that favor is going to be, hey, Brock, come help us out, and I'll guarantee you a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship at Royal Rumble. Done deal. Brock comes to help Seth. Okay. So that sets up. We already know that Punk is still got shit with Rollins. So that gives us Rollins, Punk. That gives us Punk, Cena. So now Cena has a reason to get involved in it because he wants to get back at Brock Lesnar for F5ing him in Perth and leaving him laying. So that gives us Punk, Cena, Cody, because Drew's now involved. So Cody's going to get involved in it. Roman Reigns is going to come back because we already know he's on the promo for the event, the promo poster.
Wait, but think about it. There's no Stephanie Vakir on the cover of the poster. Which
I haven't got that far with. I've just thought about Cena and the main event and the title picture and the War Games match. So Roman Reigns got left laying by the Bronze, so he's going to come back for revenge.
Yep.
You're essentially getting your WWE Avengers lineup here. Who's that fifth man? That's the only one that I'm hung up on. Is it LA Knight? Is it Jey Uso? Is it potentially the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu? The fifth man is my hang up. Everything in me tells me the way things are going, it's going to be Jey Uso. But I would love to see it be LA Knight.
I think it's going to be LA Knight. You know why? Because LA Knight definitely has a bone to pick with the Bronze. But it all depends on what happens in the next couple of weeks. You know, he was the one that counted the Bronze to win over the Usos. You know, so give or take, he still has the animosity towards and then again, he might not play nice with Roman Reigns. I say that we're going to get another match between Jey Uso versus LA Knight. That's going to be a potential match. It leaves the door open for Jacob Fatu. I actually think they want to put Jacob Fatu in there to try to have him team up with Roman Reigns. And that's going to be one hell of a thing. And I actually think that Jacob Fatu is coming to Raw. I think they're gonna bring him to Raw to fight with the Brock. He's gonna be the next guy fighting with, because Roman Reigns is gonna be his one and done, and then he's gonna be out for a little bit again, come back for the freaking Royal Rumble, and
I agree with you, but here's where things get interesting. So fast forward to the Royal Rumble. Brock is getting his championship match against Seth.
Yeah.
We're going to see Braun Breaker, because they're trying to establish Braun Breaker as the next big thing. We're going to see Braun Breaker spear the shit out of Brock Lesnar and leave Brock Lesnar laying to help Seth pick up the win. That's going to lead to our WrestleMania event of Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar. That's the way I saw it this morning before the rumors have started coming out that they want to try and get Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 42. Gunther. John Cena has the title. Gunther comes back. Gunther challenges Cena at Saturday Night Main Event for Cena's final match for the Intercontinental Championship. WWE wants to build Gunther. They want to build towards Brock Gunther, right? Right now, they've already given him the longest Intercontinental Championship reign. He's already been World Heavyweight Champion twice. What is the next evolutionary step for Gunther? The next evolutionary step for Gunther is to have the stake when he goes against Brock, because Brock has the, I ended the Undertaker streak. Cool, bro. But I retired Bill Goldberg, and I retired the greatest of all time, John Cena, with the IC title. So that's going to lead us to Brock Gunther at probably SummerSlam in Minneapolis. That's where I'm going. I think that's how you get to WrestleMania and you get to SummerSlam right there. To me, maybe I'm biased, but I think that's better booking than anything WWE's done. It makes sense.
Listen, I'm with you with 99.9% of what you're saying. But I actually think that we're going to get Brock Lesnar getting speared by Braun Breaker earlier. And it could be War Games. I think that Brock Lesnar wants revenge on all the I actually think Brock Lesnar is going to take out everybody to make him the ultimate bad guy. You're right. He gets the title shot, and then he F5s everybody. Because now Paul Heyman can't take the title shot away now because you promised the title shot. It's already etched in stone. So now Brock Lesnar must make a statement.
I think we're gonna get somebody F5'd through the War Games cage. I think John Cena gets F5 through the War Games cage.
I actually think
just kind of like when Big Show showed up and he threw Stone Cold through the cage back in the day. I think Brock's gonna F5.
I actually think that Braun Breaker is gonna freaking goddamn spear somebody off the cage.
That'd be cool.
That would be definitely cool. I don't see Braun Breaker. I don't see freaking Bronson Reed going back to the top of the thing and jumping off like he did freaking a year ago. I don't see that happening.
But that's the only way I see this going, and that's the War Games match right there. Is Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and player to be named later. Which is they're probably going to do Jey Uso versus LA Knight for the 5th spot in that War Games team.
Probably.
I don't see Jacob Fatu involved in War Games yet because he hasn't had a reason to be. He hasn't been enthralled in the storyline because right now Jey Uso and LA Knight have been feuding against the Vision.
Well,
Roman Reigns was left laying by the Bronze.
Jimmy going, listen. Going up to friggin' Jacob and going, listen, we need your help. That's the only thing I see trying to bring him in there, just coming in to help. Because look, right now there is no storyline with friggin' Solo.
The only thing I could see would be like Roman going, all right, they got Drew and Braun or Brock. We need some big firepower, and Roman's like, I got just the person, and Roman makes the call to Jacob Fatu.
You know what? Let me ask you something. Who was Jay talking to on the phone?
Roman Reigns.
It was Roman Reigns, right?
Gotta be Reigns. Gotta be Reigns.
I don't know. It probably more likely is Roman Reigns, but the possibility could be talking to somebody else.
Who else would he be talking to? Jacob Fatu?
Maybe he was on the phone. Maybe Jake. I don't know. It could be something because look, you want LA Knight to be involved. So
I said Zilla last week, so that's right.
Look, most likely, some people are saying Jay's going to be the 5th man. In a fantasy booking, I would love to see Jacob Fatu there, but I think more likely LA Knight. You got to put LA Knight in the stakes are high. Give him that opportunity because he's in the storyline. And he because what they're going to do is, you're right, they're probably going to have them fight each other on the Monday Night Raw, or maybe one of these other pay-per-views before. What's all right after the freaking Crown Jewel? What's the next pay-per-view?
Survivor Series.
So there's nothing else after that. There's no.
Nope.
Okay. So they're gonna have to fight on one of the regular shows then.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Monday Night Raw to determine the 5th man. And I wouldn't be surprised if during that match, Brock Lesnar shows up or, the Vision shows up and just obliterate both of them where they're out of the match and we get a a whole storyline of, oh man, we're down a man. Are we going to have to do this match? Like kind of like last year where they weren't sure about CM Punk. We're down a man. How are we going to do?
What about Randy Orton? What about Randy Orton? Randy Orton hasn't been in the storyline. You can put him in a storyline, get him in there to be part of the thing. That LA Knight doesn't become part of it. Jey Uso doesn't become part of it because they definitely get taken out. And friggin' you have one of the guys go, listen, Cody goes, actually Cody is the one that freaking gets Randy Orton. Because remember, Randy Orton was supposed to turn heel and actually was supposed to he was supposed to come out in Wrestlepalooza and try to help Cody, and Cody was supposed to lose. That was the original story before Triple H changed it. So Cody could be the one that makes the call to Randy Orton, and that could be the guy. Because maybe Roman Reigns is like, listen, we need a fifth guy. And Cody goes, listen, I got just a guy. Randy Orton. Randy Orton's gonna be the fifth guy. There's your fifth guy right there.
I don't see Orton being involved in this at all.
No.
Maybe we'll see.
I don't ever want to say never, especially this kind of stuff, because you have a pretty good track record of calling it, but I just don't see Orton factoring into this at all.
Listen, me personally, Cena's last match, he's fighting The Rock. That's the last match. They're getting The Rock.
They wouldn't do that. No, they wouldn't do that. Rock ain't coming back. Rock ain't coming back until Saudi Arabia is going to pony up money for him. Cena's last match is going to be Gunther. I would put money on it. That Cena's last match is going to be Gunther.
What?
It's
either Gunther or The Rock. Most likely Gunther.
Why waste that?
Well, listen, you don't give.
We already saw Cena Rock twice.
You don't give Cena the Intercontinental Championship. You give friggin' AJ Styles the tag, and then Gunther goes after AJ Styles, or you have Dragunov. Dragunov is coming back, and have that in the storyline. So that's going to be something big too, because he's coming back very, very soon. I don't know. Like I said, there's so many options that you could possibly do. Like, where do you put Rusev now? If you put Dominic Mysterio in the match with Cena and AJ Styles, you're taking it away from Rusev. Rusev is fighting Dominic on Monday night.
You could have Rusev versus Gunther for the title at
that'd be actually
Elimination Chamber. You could have Rusev versus Gunther all the way up till WrestleMania when he's gonna fight Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
It's a new feud. Like, Rusev can call his shot all he wants. The fact that him and Dominic Mysterio are wrestling on Raw, I don't think they're going to take the title off Dom yet. Like, if they do, I'll be shocked. Maybe it's Rusev wins and it turns into a Rusev versus John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio.
This is going to happen. Dominic didn't help JD. He got beat the shit out of by Rusev, and Finn came out and got mad. Finn is going to fight Rusev this week. He's going to fight, and then he's going to wind up losing. He's going to friggin' screw Dominic and make Dominic lose the belt. That's how it's going to happen. That's how he's losing the belt. If Finn Balor and JD McDonough are definitely going to make Dominic lose the belt. And for them losing the belt to Braun Breaker and friggin' goddamn Bronson Reed, Dominic is going to friggin' cost them the belts. So the Judgment Day is about to take a friggin' a reality check very soon when it comes to championships.
Sticks, you look like you're studying hard over there, my man.
I'm doing a couple things to add into the show tonight, but I'm 100% agreeing with you guys on a couple of counts. I don't agree some of that there, but I do think we're going to get.
You say it again. You were
breaking up. What?
Sorry. I know. My reception was. I'll have to get new rabbit ears. I don't agree with everything that Dom's saying, but I think some of the added in there is going to happen. I mean, we gotta got to build something up, right? I mean, they've got to build something up. They haven't been building anything up. They got to start doing something. They got to start doing something. Please, WWE, do something. Because your storylines aren't this 2-week storylines aren't keeping us what we want. They aren't giving us what we want. So.
Yeah. You know, I look at it this way, man. You know, it's sad that they're freaking bankrupt with storyline. You know, that they don't know how to put a storyline together and make things happen. No, you have one of the greatest retiring very, very soon. And the dream matches that people want to see are right under their noses, and they don't do it. You know, AJ Styles, you know, he definitely deserves another shot at the Intercontinental Championship. You know, but he also deserves a match with John Cena. So I'm happy that they're doing that. I'm happy. You know, Dominic Mysterio has got to be doing his own thing. You know, you gotta get these guys fighting. And like I said, Brock Lesnar is definitely probably going to come out. And F5, AJ Styles, and freaking John Cena.
Yeah,
they want to make him a maniac. That, you know, he signed for 2 years or a multi-year contract, whatever he signed for. They want to make him a maniac. They want to make him that he's like the beast of Carnage all over again, like really the beast. He never left. So
if they're gonna keep him doing this 100% beast, I'm gonna waylay everyone in my path type of thing. They can't do any more of that Ron Cena stuff where he's trying to go back and forth and having some kind of jokey with people. You either got to be 100% beast or something somewhere different, because it's not that didn't equal into what we got at Wrestlepalooza, right? I don't think it did.
No, it goes against his character. He's not a jokey character.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
You know, look, we have some potential good matches in the future if they stick to the plan and it really does go down. You know, John Cena versus Gunther, John Cena versus AJ Styles, Gunther versus Brock versus Breaker. There's a lot of potential great matches for pay-per-views that we can get down the road. You know, and it's hopefully we get some of these matches that we talk about. You know, WWE is at its best when it gives us these dream matches and these matches that you least expect, and they give us a great match and they give what the fans want. That's when they're at their best. When they're changing shit around and doing things simultaneously and getting in like last second changing, that's when they're at their worst. They need to stick to a plan. And the best thing, yes, John Cena versus AJ Styles is definitely a number one friggin' plan that they should have had from day one. You know, the retirement match. The biggest mistake is making him heel. All right, they didn't think everything went south after, you know, Rock never showed up and all this stuff like that, and they had him heel and it didn't work out. So those opportunities that they could have had, the fights. Now they're down to 5. How many more matches John Cena has?
I think he's got 6.
6, right? And if you give AJ Styles one of those matches, and then you give Gunther the final match, it's the other matches in between that you have to find, like the dream matches. Like, yeah, you can have.
Well, here's the thing: Cena's appearances aren't they're not all matches. They are just random Raw appearances. I think there's only 3 left that are actual wrestling. So he's gonna do, so he's not on TV again until October 11th with this, which is Crown Jewel Perth. Then he's on a Survivor Series on November 29th, and then his December match. So he's
All
He
right.
doesn't have any. He's got Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, retirement. So he only got 3 left. That
All
can't.
right. Listen, you make the match. Uh, between AJ Styles and Cena.
Okay, here's the updated one. So, sorry, he's got Crown Jewel on October 11th.
Okay.
Then he's got Raw on November 10th in Boston, Massachusetts. Then he's got Raw on November 17th. Then he's got Survivor Series, and then his retirement match. So he's got 5 matches left.
Okay. And probably 3 matches out of the 5 matches because the other 2 are probably his appearances. But, all right. Here. John Cena, right? John Cena fights AJ Styles. John Cena wins the match due to outside interference from Dragunov. Dragunov is going to have a confrontation with AJ Styles. You could still give AJ Styles a title match down the road. John Cena is probably not going to win the Intercontinental Championship. They're not going. They give him for like one to have, just to have. He's going to probably wind up not getting it. It'd be nice to see him get it, but I actually think that the bigger fish to fry is that he has that match. Then he has the Survivor Series with the 5-on-5. Like, after that Survivor Series match, him and Brock done. There's no more because Brock is now going to be fighting the Vision down the road. The build up for the championship match that he's going to get. Then you have Brock with that. Dirty Dom is going to lose the belt to Rusev. You lose to Rusev. Let Rusev have the championship for a minute. And then the whole Gunther thing. Gunther will be involved with John Cena. Have that next match. Gunther comes out. Because once Survivor Series is over, I think this is my thing. I think once Survivor Series is over, you're going to build up. Well, actually, you can have Gunther involved in the Survivor Series too. You can have him interfere. And if the Vision wins, which I think they are going to win, I think they're going to win more games because you're going to have all these different tangibles that are going to be friggin' in the play. You'll get your confrontation. You'll get your friggin' confrontation with Gunther and friggin' Brock in Survivor Series when Brock interferes with Cena. When friggin' Gunther interferes with Cena, Brock is going to be there and they're going to stare down each other. But it's not going to happen yet because, of course, Brock is going for the championship. So that's going to be just a stare down to get the palate wet when that happens. So all the you're gonna have AJ Styles out of the picture fighting Dragunov. You're gonna have freaking.
But what's your connection there? Because
there was so the Dirty Dom sheets. They were talking about that. They were talking about that potentially Dragunov is coming back. He comes back. He's gonna have a feud with AJ Styles. That's the type of thing because he's gonna be when he comes back. But you could still maybe have, because I think Gunther is on the verge of coming back too. Maybe you have Dragunov rekindle the feud with Gunther for the time being. And down the road, you have Gunther versus AJ Styles. You got to keep the storyline with that going. And then Rusev, the whole Rusev thing is with Dominic and the friggin' New Day. That's going to be that storyline like that. But all these, they're all going to have a 6-degree separation type of thing because everything is going to be connected, but off of their own thing. AJ, like I said, Cena is already on. You don't need to give Cena any more belts. that sale is passed.
Well, here's the thing though. If you're going to, I see where you're going, but here's where my mind goes with that. If you're going to have Cena definitively say he's done, he's leaving the business, he's never coming back, why do you leave the door open like that? Why do you leave unfinished business? Why do you leave it where he's never held that championship? Why don't you give Cena the Grand Slam championship?
Because it doesn't make any sense because it's such a short time. Because you're not just going to give it to him. He has it and holds it for one time and then loses it just to give it to him. I don't see that happening. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. But because you have the storyline is already going, that Dirty Dom already has his hand filled with Rusev. You got to keep Rusev in the picture. And look, another person who never won it is Sheamus.
But his career isn't done yet, and neither is AJ Styles.
No, AJ Styles. So AJ Styles signed the multi-year contract. He's going to be here for.
He signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, he said he's only wrestling till he's 50 and he's done. So he's only got like 2 years left.
Was he 48?
Yeah.
He's the same age as Brock.
Yeah, it's here next year.
So he probably signed a 2-year deal. He probably signed a 1-year deal, but he's going to probably go. He'll probably wind up getting you. Look, you could have AJ Styles versus Rusev for the Intercontinental Championship at a pay-per-view, and eventually win the championship. I don't see Cena winning it because as much as you want to fulfill the Grand Slam champion, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that ship has sailed.
But I think Cena winning it builds up Gunther too, because you need to add a layer to Gunther to go against Brock. Like there's got to be something there.
Listen. Gunther becomes a problem when Brock goes after the belt. Brock ain't winning the belt. Brock is not winning the belt. You're not going to put the belt on Brock anymore. Brock is not winning the belt anymore. But just the anticipation, the stare down will happen in Survivor Series between Gunther and Brock for a future fight. You don't need to put belts on these guys to bring these guys over anymore because they all have done their thing and they champions. Look, John Cena is going to fight Gunther and lose. And then Gunther's going to be like, listen, I just retired. Goldberg, I retired. Cena, Brock, I'm coming for you. Which builds a whole storyline with Brock and Gunther going into next year.
I want to agree to some degree. I don't think you're going to put a belt on Brock, but what you have to do is have Brock be like, you got to set it up like Brock doesn't want the belt. I'm not here for the belt. I'm here to show you I can beat you. And that's it. Like you did with Cena. Squash. You got to go for those squash matches.
Yeah,
you're going to keep that up. He's not going for the belt. He's just going for the beatdowns.
Because look, let me tell you something.
You got to set that into there.
Also, you put the friggin' Seth into that play effect too. Because remember, Seth told friggin' Gunther when he had the belt, but it's open season.
That's the other thing I think you're not thinking about, Dom, is that your same Dirty Dom dirt sheets are telling you the money play is Brock versus
everybody.
No, it's Brock versus
destroys the
Braun Breaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So Gunther doesn't factor in there anywhere because you remember you're going Survivor Series.
That's WrestleMania 43.
No, it's not. It's 42. It's 42 in Vegas. So you're building towards.
No, they're saying 43. You know why? Because Saudis want that big match.
No, I've seen everything I've seen is Brock versus
Braun
Breaker 42.
Far down the road.
That's everything I've seen in the dirt sheets is Brock versus Braun 32 or no, 42.
These writers can't see past 6 months down.
Survivor Series is immediately followed by Royal Rumble. So you set up
immediately.
Survivor Series is going to set up what leads you into Royal Rumble. And then whoever wins the Royal Rumble is going to take you from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. As far as the main event picture.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're gonna have Royal Rumble, right? You're gonna have Brock. You're gonna have Brock versus Seth. CM Punk. You're gonna have Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Why? Because Randy Orton is turning heel, dude.
I know. I do. I don't. I'm okay. This is your fantasy booking, so I'm not gonna jump in and agree with you.
Look. But you're gonna have Gunther. Like Gunther is gonna fight Rusev. Rusev is definitely winning the belt, so Gunther is gonna fight Rusev. That's gonna be a big match with Gunther. Dominic Mysterio is gonna want, after losing the belt, he's gonna have the problems with Finn Balor and friggin' JD McDonough in the Judgment Day because he's going on his own. And that's. So you have all these matches, like I said, and then that leaves CM Punk, it leaves McIntyre. I think CM Punk is gonna friggin' so apparently there's another story that CM Punk might be turning heel. They're talking about that the potential.
Everybody's turning heel.
Exactly.
Is everybody's turning heel?
You have CM Punk versus LA Knight. Start having that feud with LA Knight because you have to get ready for the Seth thing. That's it. It's done, man. Seth.
It'll be done when Punk takes the belt off Seth at WrestleMania is when it'll be done.
Probably.
Because that's what I have a feeling that's where it's heading. Is Becky's gonna lose the belt to AJ, and then they're gonna take the belt off Seth at WrestleMania.
Okay,
that's where I see it anyway. And Cody Rhodes is gonna go against Sami Zayn, who's winning the Royal Rumble. That's how I see it.
No.
Huh?
Cody Rhodes is not going to go for the belt yet anytime soon.
Cody Rhodes has the belt.
He has a U.S. championship.
Cody Rhodes.
Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn ain't fighting that.
But if he wins the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, he automatically gets a shot at the champion.
That's in 40. That's the 43rd. That's going to be.
That's 42.
No.
Yes.
43.
No, it's 42.
43 is 2 years away, Dom.
43 is 2 years away, Dom.
They're building.
WrestleMania or Royal Rumble in January of 2026 is in Saudi Arabia. Sami Zayn's winning that Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia.
Why put Sami Zayn in the freaking goddamn Royal Rumble when he has a championship already?
Because it's Saudi Arabia. It's a no-brainer. It's like that's the same reason he won his match in Saudi Arabia. Like,
yeah,
it makes it like it's just written on the wall. Like you could stamp it and lock it in. Like,
well, you know what?
And he may not have a belt by Royal Rumble just so that he can go up against Cody.
Well, that doesn't mean anything because you had all these champions last year in the Royal Rumble. What
about Gunther versus Seth Rollins? What about Gunther versus Seth Rollins? We didn't talk about that.
I don't want to see Gunther back in the world title picture yet. Like he's already won the belt twice.
He don't need to be in the world. He don't need to be in the world.
Right, exactly.
He don't need to be in any championship, but he can just be there as a dominant force.
That's why I think giving Cena if you give Cena the Intercontinental Championship, you have two outcomes. Either Gunther's going to beat him for it, or he leaves with that belt. And then WWE has to redo the belt, bring back a new belt, crown a brand new champion. He fulfills his whole prophecy of destroying professional wrestling, but instead of leaving with the WWE Championship, he leaves with the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't know. I don't see that.
But I think you build up Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at some point. You could even do it at WrestleMania 43, but you give Brock the accolades you give Gunther the accolades to make it feel like he deserves to go against Brock Lesnar. Like he's an actual threat to Brock Lesnar. Because right now, if you have Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, in all intents and purposes, Lesnar should squash the shit out of Gunther because he just squashed a 17-time world champion in John Cena. He just squashed the guy who broke Ric Flair's record. Like, that's, if you have Gunther go against him right now, Gunther, in all intents and purposes, should get squashed. So if you have Gunther say, hey, I retired, I'm a 2-time World Heavyweight Championship. I'm the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship. I retired Bill Goldberg. I retired John Cena and took the Intercontinental Championship off of him.
Now, I don't see
that makes them on evil playing. And if you have Gunther go over Brock, it makes sense.
I know, but I don't see Gunther winning the Intercontinental Championship again either. I don't see any of that. That's the thing. To get these players, they're already set to a point where you don't need championships involved.
But then you can have Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov, and you could have Ilya Dragunov take the title off of Gunther, because an Ilya Dragunov versus AJ Styles match doesn't make sense because there's nothing there. What is his motivation to want to start a feud with AJ Styles? AJ Styles doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a championship. He's never had a match with Dragunov. There's been no interaction between them.
That's why you seal. the thing is that if you get like no one's saying that look, Rusev is going to probably win the belt of Dirty Dom because of interference from the Judgment Day. Because the Judgment Day, like I'm telling you, but Finn Balor is going to fight next week.
You're forgetting the caveat of the Americanos. So it doesn't matter if the Judgment Day get involved or not because you have the Americanos backing Dom as well. Dom has his insurance policy.
Yeah, I know, but right now we don't know what's going to happen because right now, who's going to fight the Americanos? So right now it's freaking Dragon Lee with AJ Styles versus two freaking El Grande Americanos. Any two out of the three of them. So I don't know. Like I said,
that's why it makes sense in my mind to add Dom to that triple threat match because Dom has had problems with AJ Styles. AJ Styles was going after that Intercontinental Championship, and it's like they just pivoted and we're like, all right, well, we're done with AJ Styles versus Dom for this belt. We're just going to throw Rusev in here. Rusev feels like a red herring. It doesn't feel like Rusev's winning that title. It just feels like Rusev is a red herring to fill a spot to get you to whatever's going to happen at Crown Jewel. Like that's where like,
yeah,
if you really look at it, Rusev looks like a red herring. It doesn't look like Rusev is going to win that belt.
Well, like I said, we'll see what the outcome is because there's so many different directions this can go. You know, there's a lot of players in the field right now. There's a lot of freaking moves, chess moves, because what they're doing right now is they're trying to rush doing things. They're trying to get John Cena some matches in there to try to get him some good matches to end his career. See, that's what I'm trying to say. You know, John Cena, like, I don't think John is retiring. I really don't think he's done. As I said, he's done. You know, I think there's going to be more. I think it's just, but then you call him a liar and that. But I don't think
it throws his hustle, loyalty, and respect thing right out the window. Like that, John has always been a man of his word.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
hey, he wasn't a man of his word when he turned heel. So,
well, but I think that heel turn, to me, is why he's going to get that Intercontinental Championship, because it's like WWE giving him that last thing since they dropped the ball on his heel turn, and his heel turn was a disaster. Because why else just have him turn face like a light switch on a random SmackDown? Like, it just
didn't work. I'll tell you what.
I don't think they saw a way out of it, so they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna act like it never happened."
All right. If the possibilities, you put Dirty Dom in there, he wins the belt. Rusev tries to interfere, because Rusev is now, because Judgment Day came in because Finn Balor attacked Rusev to get him off of Jay. So Rusev is looking for blood against Judgment Day. So he's got to be involved. If Dirty Dom is involved in this fight, he's coming into this fight for the Intercontinental Championship.
I just think that Rusev versus anyone in the Judgment Day is boring. Like, my money is on Rusev versus Gunther.
Baylor.
That's where I think the money.
Well, that will happen, but like I said, Gunther's coming back soon. Like, why would Gunther just come in off the bat out of the blue? John Cena. You have to fight John Cena, and then after he beats John Cena, he's going to go after Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's not winning the belt. Like I said, there's a lot of playing field. There's a lot of cards in the field right now. We're just so much going on that there could be endless possibilities with these matches.
You're right. It could. It absolutely could.
And it could be a complete 360 of something that we weren't even talking about that could happen. It's like, oh shit, I added to that coming, type of a thing. So, but in our eyes, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena wins the belt. Gunther wins the belt. Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Gunther versus Rusev. Those are fights that I want to see. That actually really, really good fights. Look, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Breaker. All right, fine. That's gonna be great. This and that. Then you're gonna Cena, like I said, Cena, freaking Seth Rollins. What other? I don't want to keep seeing him fight CM Punk over and over and over again. I know that's gonna be the fact. Also, Roman Reigns hasn't beaten Seth Rollins. That's another big match. They could possibly have a match down the road where the belt is not on the line and Roman Reigns has a fight with Seth Rollins and beats him finally, just to get that monkey off his back because he hasn't beat him. And then you can have something else down the road. Like the CM Punk thing. CM Punk has to go a different direction for the time being, and then WrestleMania come back. Because you're gonna have him fight in WrestleMania. That's the dream fight right there. You have him, Seth Rollins loses the belt. The Vision collapses after WrestleMania. No more Vision after that. Paul Heyman is a fucking broken man, and he wanted to become a hobo in the street. And that's it. Like I said, I don't know how much longer the Vision is going to go, but it makes sense to have the Bronze freaking win the tag team championships, have those for the time being, so you have everybody having belts. Becky has the belt, they have the belt. Paul Heyman has all these people that has championships for the time being. AJ Lee wins the belt, of course, at the Survivor Series. That's going to be the thing. Or you could actually not have her win the belt and have her wait to Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania. The biggest freaking showcase to have her win the belt there.
I like this because you can just kind of see Dom like spiraling and just throwing shit at the wall as he goes. He's just like, I wanted it. I like this, and I like this, and I like this, and I like. There's like no rhyme or reason to it. He's just like, this is what I want to see.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to AJ waiting, have her win Royal Rumble, and then go for the championship. I think book it out a little longer than just the next couple weeks.
You think that Tiffy is going to keep the belt into WrestleMania?
No, I think she's eventually going to lose it, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Survivor Series or maybe Royal Rumble. I see her keeping it through Crown Jewel. But I definitely see her dropping it sooner rather than later.
Do you think
they want the belt on Jade Cargill? God knows why, but they want the belt on Jade Cargill.
How about I throw you a curve and they have Julia win the belt?
Why? She ain't doing shit with the IC or with the.
She drops the title. She drops the title.
Drop a title just to give her another title?
Yeah, drop a title to give her another title so she go from doing nothing with the US Championship to doing nothing with the World Championship.
I don't know, man. It's just throwing shit at the wall.
I get it. I get it. I get where you're coming from.
It's just like there's so many different options. Like this is what makes wrestling exciting. When you have these possibilities, man, and you have these ideas of who should fight who and this and that matches, dream matches that you want to see. Right now, leading to Survivor Series, the possibilities of the confrontations that we could have leading into Royal Rumble 2026 and then WrestleMania 2026 are unreal. And like I said, get Rusev versus friggin' Brock Lesnar. That'd be a good match. You get friggin' Rusev versus, like I said, Rusev versus Gunther. Great match. Gunther versus Brock. Great match. You could have all these possibilities. And you could throw in a thing. Hey, look, heels are fighting heels. You could have friggin' Gunther versus McIntyre. To get McIntyre.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for someone to go up against Brock, right? You gotta have an end, and I think Gunther is the only end. He's the only one who's kind of been booked as the solid winner as far as champions go. Like really? Brock has been in the past.
You're going him over Braun, the guy who's been tapped as the next big thing, the guy that has Paul, the guy that's the next Paul Heyman guy.
But he's not the next thing right now.
Well, they're building him up.
They're building there fast.
I understand they're building him up. That's fine, but I think Gunther, if you're looking for someone to beat Brock, he's the one to push that envelope and beat Brock, not Braun Breaker. I think I think they pushed Gunther to be this, again, like kind of like they do Brock, the superhuman champion who beats anybody in their path, except Jey Uso on a WrestleMania, and then he wins it back 3 weeks later. I think he's the only one that's built up to be the strongest competitor for Brock Lesnar currently, if not Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker will match for him. I don't think he'll win, but he's not going to be the one to take. He's not going to be the one to take down Brock Lesnar. There's got to be someone who's equally as strong, booked as Brock Lesnar.
We'll see. What else you got for us, Sticks? You said you were
all right. So I quickly, because I realized this was Saturday and I didn't do it this week. I figured I'll pull up.
Well, we didn't even go over the NXT, which was a shit show. It was crazy. What happened.
I watched NXT this evening, and I was surprised by how many women's matches there were.
Yeah,
there was like there was 2 men's matches and 3 women's matches, or at least one was a promo spot.
Well, listen, the crazy thing was, how about we got a Matt Cardona signing? He came. He was in NXT. He was back to WWE in the
Cardona. Yeah,
no, yep. He came back.
always ready.
Always ready, really ready. So,
yep.
I actually think that Ricky Saints is winning the belt of because I think this guy. Yeah, I think Ofemi's coming up. I think they're gonna bring Ofemi up. I think he's coming up. He did everything. Okay, this is the first match.
Yeah. Oh, this is the first match that they had on. A couple of these matches didn't have photos yet, but by the time next week rolls around, I will have photos for them.
Okay.
They weren't on the WWE website yet. Jordan Grace. This was just made on Tuesday. Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe, and
weaponized.
No holds barred. Anything goes as far as weapons. Steel cage match.
Okay. Can I go first in this?
Sure, go ahead.
Jordan Grace is going to win. She been losing a lot, this and that. I think Jordan Grace's stock has to go up. She was tabbed to be coming up in a call up, and it was pushed back. So I think Jordan Grace wins. I think they're going to give her more of an opportunity. You pick up some wins and build her stock up again, and she's gonna beat Blake Monroe. She has to. Blake Monroe has been freaking goddamn blindsiding her. All like she's been. So I think Jordan Grace puts a stop to it. That's gonna end. That's gonna be the end of the match. So
yeah. All right. Matt.
I agree with Dom. Jordan Grace is gonna get the better of Blake Monroe this time.
Yep.
I agree as well. I don't know why they had to make it a steel cage match, but I get it because they've been running into each other.
Yeah,
over the last month. Right?
Not to say that the confrontations be over with, but I think this is the boiling point, and this becomes the.
Well, it probably will be because at some point we know she's getting because that's what they gave her in the beginning. It was supposed to be a 6-month stint in NXT.
I know, and because they pushed it back because of some things. But at the end of the day,
been over. I think we're like 3 months over that.
So
I think.
I actually think they want to keep it down there because, dude, they figured depleted the NXT the female freaking goddamn roster with. Once you took out Stephanie Vakir and Julia, it dropped the entire. Things changed, so they needed to keep her there for the time being. And so you know what, I think when they do the draft at the after Survivor Series. I think she'll be called. I think we'll get her.
I hope for your sake, Dad, that they do finally do this goddamn draft, so we can stop hearing about it.
ESPN
Because they do need to do something. They do need to do something.
Stephen A. Smith is going to freaking do the draft.
That was good. As long as it's not Mel Kiper Jr., I'll be all right. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. All right. Up next, Sol Ruca defends the NXT Women's Speed Title Championship against Lainey Reed. So it's a 3-minute match. I've got Sol Ruca retaining this. God knows why we have a 3-minute championship match, but then they better add another match at some point. But I don't think they're going to. It's too late now. For 3 minutes.
Why is
we only have 5 matches, by the way.
Why is she defending the women's North American Championship?
No, because the speed title, because she's got that title too. So
yeah, she's got both titles.
I see Sol Ruca losing this match. Lainey Reed. I see we getting a new speed championship. They like to have that speed title bounce around.
I do like Lainey.
So I think
I like Lainey. I
Lainey
don't
Reed.
have no problems with her.
yeah, I'm with Matt. Lainey Reed gets it.
Okay. I thought her match with on Tuesday. On Tuesday, who did she? Oh, Candice LeRae. She fought Candice LeRae. Good match. It's unfortunate that they put I have a 3. I would have made it maybe.
Candice LeRae's another one that doesn't get a push. God damn it, she deserves to at least be in the mid card.
I know exactly.
Mm-hmm. She's bounced around a lot from the main card to this.
And how come they don't put the freaking what's the name? Freaking with the Uncle Howdy. What's the name? There's another woman right there that doesn't do anything. All she does is scaring people. She can go for a match card against Julia to do something. I don't know.
Yeah, but she's not doing anything with Wyatt Six anyways. She just
I know. All she does is freaking walk around.
Character.
Yeah, and, she just stands there. She shows up standing someplace.
People every once in a while. It comes out from underneath the ring, just as a scare tactic. And whatever. All right. NXT North American Championship, Ethan Page, champion versus Tavian Heights.
Listen, why does it look like he had a dress on? Like I look quick, I seen freaking Ethan Page with a freaking guy did a crop top on him. What the fuck?
What?
I actually think what? I think Trevor Heights is gonna win this. I think they're gonna Ethan Page he's coming up to the main roster. He's coming up to the main roster. This is it. Because now look. He comes up to the main roster because it's been a boiling point since he's coming up. He's going to be in SmackDown. Definitely, he's going to be on SmackDown. And they, like I said, they want to do the Chelsea Green in SmackDown. So he's losing the belt. Trevor Heights is going to win.
Yeah.
The ball on this one.
This is a hard one. Because I don't think Ethan Page is getting called up anytime soon. If I did, it was going to be part of Seth Rollins' group, but it doesn't seem like they're going that route any longer. Dude, this is hard because I would much rather see someone like a Javon Evans take this title off of him rather than Tavion Heights. So I'm gonna go with Ethan Page retaining. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm also going to take Ethan Page retaining, not because he's not getting called up, not because he's not going to end up being this fifth man for War Games or anything like that. He's not, none of that. My motivation here is because I still don't think Tavion Heights, despite how he's been doing the last couple spots against Ethan, I don't think he's really a great wrestler. I really don't. The last couple of matches I've seen him, have been less than stellar. The whole flag for flag thing, those matches were horrible. He didn't do anything to make me think he can do better. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I just don't think he's someone I want to put a belt on right now.
No, I mean, I agree with you.
Hey,
it's too bad because I know he does. He's put in a
little breaking news. Not breaking news, but could possibly be. Adam Copeland is teasing an Edge and John Cena match.
Yeah, I've seen that around.
Yeah,
but he's still under contract.
I know he could definitely break contract just to get to come there to fight one of the last fights, and that could be your freaking Saturday Night Main Event to end it. So
even if his contract were up,
the whole thing
Tony Khan would come up with some reason to keep him on for another year.
He forces to get released and breaks the contract and just says, "Hell with it, sue me," and just fights John Cena. That could be something. Saturday Night Main Event. That could be an electrifying Saturday Night Main Event.
That would put if he did that, okay, AEW could say that WWE had some kind of collusion in it, and that would be I don't know, that's some kind of industrial espionage or whatever, trying to force one of their wrestlers out just to be in their ring. You know what I mean? They would bring up a suit against them. Now, WWE doesn't probably really care. They'll pay whatever they want.
Well, listen, that's the whole thing. Triple H is probably trying to work on that because that would definitely be a great sending off match if that does happen. But we'll talk about that. Well, next time we'll talk about that. We'll see what happens, how things transpire.
Yeah, we'll see what moves on along.
All right, so yeah, look, I have a lot of faith in my boy Ethan Page, but he's getting called up, man. He's just too good to be stuck in anything, man. Come
on. I agree. He is. Let me rephrase this. He is main roster material, but I think we've kind of said it already for a couple of guys else here that NXT's stock or stable.
Say if he comes up, right? Sami Zayn, he's a fighting champion. He has figured somebody come up. You don't know who's gonna fight. He does that call that freaking
open challenge.
Ethan Page comes down and wins. It could be a possibility if you give he loses his belt, comes up even earlier. Maybe shows up in an open challenge on a SmackDown. Because that's Ethan Page. So see what happens. Sure. And then you can have that. But we'll see what happens. But the whole fact is that I think Solo Sikoa is actually going back for this. He's going to wind up coming out the friggin' fight Sammy. Because Sammy, he still wants to
in an open challenge?
Yeah, an open challenge. But anyway, yeah. All right, so you got this one. All right, what's the next one?
Yep. All right. And then Obafemi defends against the NXT Championship against Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints is walking out with it. Ofemi had it for so damn long. He's done a lot, this and that. He's walking out with it. He's getting it. Because I think that what's going to happen is that because now you got this whole freaking thing with the TNA that's invading goddamn NXT. You don't think NXT's gonna? You don't think TNA is going to interfere in any of these matches? And No Mercy is right around the corner.
Well, No Mercy is Sunday.
Yeah. So, and they just invaded. They just invaded NXT. So I can see.
Yeah, they're building up. They're going to build that up for their War Games.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that Ricky Saints wins due to the outside interference from TNA. Somebody from TNA.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ricky Saints as well. I think I'm gonna go Ricky Saints as well.
I'd like to think that putting the title on Ricky would be the right move, but if you're not going to call up Oba, what are you going to do with him?
You still have him fighting Trick because Trick has the freaking goddamn the TNA belt. You know, you got to think about it. Well, the TNA belt's probably go back to TNA eventually, but the whole fact is that Obafemi.
That's towards War Games. That's got to go back. I think War Games goes back to TNA.
No, well, Obafemi. I think Obafemi comes up when they do the freaking goddamn the draft.
Mm-hmm. And
so
I
think when Ricky Saints loses the belt, that's when he gets called up to the main roster.
Yeah.
So
having him have that belt for belt match, or champion versus champion match that Tuesday, is one thing. Having Oba, I don't think Oba. I think Oba is an NXT guy, and he's not going to go and take. I don't think he wants the TNA championship. That's not a NXT belt. He all along he's been kind of NXT proper. He's been pro. Someone in NXT holding a belt, not someone in NXT holding a belt from another company. So I got Oba winning in this one. I think this is going to be an excellent match, though. But I don't think putting it on Ricky, as much as I like Ricky, I don't think it works into the favor of what goes on next with Oba.
Okay.
I just don't. Yes, he could go against Trick Williams. Yes, he can. But I don't.
But you don't think that TNA.
I don't think putting the TNA championship on Oba.
It sticks. You don't think that TNA is going to interfere. TNA invaded this week. This is Sunday. They're gonna do some stuff. There's gonna be some craziness going on.
Yeah, because they're gonna build towards I think they're trying to build towards NXT versus TNA Bound for Glory.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look, and I'm gonna tell you this. They're not gonna friggin' interfere in the match to get disqualified again because they already did the match between him and Trick. It's not gonna happen a second time. Freaking Ricky Saints is gonna take advantage of the situation, and because they're gonna attack Afemi, and that's how he's gonna take the belt because the referee's gonna come out and it's gonna be some crazy chaos, and in the midst of the chaos, he's gonna pin him and he's gonna wind up getting the belt.
I think Matt Cardona is gonna lay out Obafemi, and that Ricky Saints is gonna take advantage of it and win the belt.
So,
all right, I'm gonna stick with what I got. So I think that's it, and then we'll I'll fill in. Lola Vice challenged JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship.
Lola Vice is winning this belt.
Lola Vice, yeah. I think JC Jane has done well with the spot that she was given after Stephanie Vakir left, and they kind of had to put it on somebody, and they chose her. But I think Lola is going to take it off her. And then
breaking news: Lola Vice dumped Damian Priest today. By the way,
really?
That's right online. Yeah.
Jesus, I wonder what happened.
Well, maybe she's not winning then. Let me rethink that. No, I got Lola. I think we all said so I think that yep. And that's it for No Mercy. I'll fill in pictures and belt spots where I will take over at this one as well.
Man, I think we had a complete show. We talked about Wrestlepalooza fallout. We talked about No Mercy. We talked about ESPN potentially regretting their deal with WWE.
Oh, we didn't talk about greed, the corporate greed, the ticket prices. We talked a little bit about it, but that's about it. Because the thumbnail has Triple H holding fucking bucket bags of money. So,
well, that was more so for the fact that I think that WWE kind of fleeced ESPN and got all this money, and they're giving us basic bitch pay-per-views of doing the same 6-match format when you had AEW doing a 13-match format at All Out, which we don't need, but we need more than five matches on a pay-per-view.
My thing is, my whole thing is that you see how Netflix, right? The Netflix deal, we had all these things, and all of a sudden it kind of faded off, the Netflix thing, and Netflix was talking about what did we buy into, because they wanted all these good stories. Now remember, Netflix is going to always want the top guys. So when they ever do this damn draft, yes, Sticks, the draft is happening. They got to have the top guys to be.
I hope for your sake it do.
Yes, Sticks, the draft is happening.
Because SmackDown is going to get a lot of the NXT guys, the newer guys. They're going to bring the guys that actually the more the veterans on Raw. Raw is always going to have be the veteran show, and you'll have one or two rookies here and there, but you got to have to friggin' do something like Trick. I think once Trick loses his belt, Trick is coming up because he's already he did everything. There's nothing else Trick can do in friggin' NXT. So there's a lot of things that are going to go on, but yeah, I think we did talk about everything. That was it.
I'll ask you, Dom. Who's going up first? Oba, Trick, or Ethan Page?
Me personally, I actually think Trick is going up first. I think Trick is going up first, but I could be. I want to say freaking goddamn Ethan Page.
I think he's the most complete.
Yeah,
one.
And Ethan Page, he loses the belt, and I could see. You know what? You might think I'm freaking crazy. I think he could have a factor in freaking goddamn Survivor Series. I think he could be something. He could do something in Survivor Series to help the Bronze win. You just do something like that because you're gonna want to have a confidence. You're gonna want to do something to somebody from SmackDown because he's going to SmackDown, and have that once they lose, you could have the confrontation with him and somebody from SmackDown. But I also said that the open challenge with freaking goddamn Sami Zayn, he could come out and open challenge.
I think that makes sense. It's
and
him
win the belt.
If he dropped the belt, at No Mercy and then showed up at the open challenge to challenge Sami Zayn, I'd be more than over the moon for that.
Yeah, so would I.
Yes.
So would I.
Yeah. I would like that as well. Yeah. All right.
It's just crazy that to me still that like ESPN paid all that money for these PLEs and WWE was throwing PLEs at us to get to this ESPN deal. And then ESPN turned around and was like, yeah, this shit sucks. See show. And it's like, and like, I wish I could disagree with it, but I can't. It was a fair assessment. It is a fair assessment. I even saw that they gave Monday Night Raw an F. And I'm like, dude, you just paid all this money for this product and your own beat writers are shitting on it already? Like, what are we doing here?
I personally, I think, I actually think the creative is ruining wrestling. Not John Cena taking the belt to ruin wrestling, professional wrestling. The creatives are ruining it on purpose because the sale definitely might go through.
Yeah, I just don't think that adding Road Dogg as head of creative on SmackDown was a good call. Like Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes being back, like they got to get some fresh blood in there, man. You might as well keep Vince McMahon around if you're just gonna have the same old heads back there. There's got to be a creative shakeup. There's got to be fresh creative, fresh writers, fresh directions for everybody.
Bring back Freddie Prinze Jr.
It really needs a strong, like, creative.
Oh, I'm gonna actually. Freddie Prinze Jr. is gonna be at the Rhode Island Comic Con. I'm definitely gonna talk to him. I'm gonna show him this picture. Here, show him that picture. Look at me and Freddie Prinze Jr. when we were on the set of a movie when I was younger.
Nice. What movie? Can't Hardly Wait.
I actually, you know what?
She's All That.
I think it's one of those. Because I was in my 20s, my 30s. I was hair. I have hair.
Down with hair, yeah.
But you see, the picture came in really light. I want to get this picture a little darker because I'm actually gonna bring this picture. I'm bringing this picture when I go and I see him, and I'm going to go, Freddie, me and you on a movie set when we were young.
Send this picture of us.
Yeah.
Then you have him recreate the picture, and then you put it on a T-shirt, and then every time you see him, you just get another T-shirt of that on a 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 T-shirt. You just keep going to like infinity. It'd be great.
It's like a mirror.
Great. Yep. Exactly. And a time machine, because you can see your guys selves progressively get older.
Yeah.
And with less, and you with the less hair.
Exactly.
You can't get any more or less, but
hey, listen, he was Kane and friggin' Jarvis. Come on, man. I got a freaking goddamn for that. Marco hates him for some reason. I have no idea. Hates him. He thinks
Marco hates everyone.
And Marco, I'm surprised that Marco doesn't hate himself.
I think he secretly might.
He might.
No, he loves himself.
Nah, you know what it is? You know what it is? I think he hates himself. I think he loves himself, but for all the wrong reasons. He thinks he's friggin' all that, but
what are you gonna do?
Okay.
But all right, I think we covered all of our topics. Talked a lot of professional wrestling. So much professional wrestling.
Yeah. You know, I thank you, Matt, for having the show today, because tomorrow definitely have to.
No worries.
Work, you know. I like it live, but no once in a while, you know.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
real life is real
pre-taping this, by the way. But that's it for this week's episode of Off the Mat. Let us know in the comment section below how you would fantasy book the remainder of John Cena's run in WWE, or the remainder of the year leading into SummerSlam Royal Rumble and beyond. Let us know what you thought of our picks and our stances on things in the comment section below. We love to hear from you. The conversation is always what we're looking for. If you want more professional wrestling goodness, make sure to click on one of the links here after our outro for one of our previous episodes. You can go back and see how we booked Wrestlepalooza and see how Styx came out victorious. Not even going to question Styx math this week, because I know I fucked up royally. So there is that. But with all that being said, if you want more from Dom, make sure to check out Dom and Styx every Friday night over on Renovision for the Qualified. You can check out Dom spitting all his Star Wars knowledge on Sunday nights in the Star Wars show over on Renovision. You can catch Styx every Tuesday night on his channel talking a little bit of Doctor Who. So if you're a Who head, you can go over there and listen to Styx and his cast of characters talk about Who. If you want more from me, you can catch me on my channel, Absolute Geek, all week long with videos, as well as here every Thursday night on Off the Mat. And you can catch me in Styx Saturday nights on Saturday Night Special. With that being said, Dom, take us out with some words of wisdom.
Your opinion always counts, man. It's never worthless. So if you have an opinion, you can say your opinion. Everybody has opinions, and you're all welcome. They're never worthless, regardless of the fact of what you do and what you say. Keep that in mind. And knowing is half the battle.
In the ring, the lights go down. Roaring crowd, they scream and shout. Chants echo, shaking the ground. Warriors clash, the game is found. Welcome to